Hello everyone, and welcome back to a new video. This is my first video of 2024, and well, where do you think we're kicking it off? Guild Battle, of course. I will be covering the new Red Velvet Dragon team, because recently Rebel Cookie came out, and he completely changed the Dragon team, which is good, because it was slowly starting to fall behind quite a lot, and it was really annoying to build and run, so it's nice that we finally got like a good update that isn't just like, oh yeah, no more mango, now we use black raisin, even though it was fundamentally the same. So I will be showing you how to use this team. I have two variations of this team. Once again, I will be using the easier one and the higher requirement one. I will be doing them both in order, starting with the easy one and then the higher requirement one that I will probably put the timestamp on the screen. I'm pointing at it even if you can't see it. For the higher one, I recommend you only do this if you have like good labs, good relics, and just generally good toppings overall, because the toppings are very intensive. I will be showing this off with a low promotion rebel, but for the high requirement one, I will be using a higher promotion level rebel. It's not required, but it makes it a lot easier to follow through on. So let's start with the normal one. This one, it should be easier to run and hopefully more accessible to everyone. So, the team: Rebel, Margarine, Prune Juice, Black Raisin, and now Snapdragon. Some people are already going to be wondering, why are we using Snapdragon instead of Rockstar? I don't know. I genuinely don't know about those bottles. It's a lot easier to run because Snapdragon does not need any damage resist, and just take it, it's easier. And it makes the timing overall a lot easier too. So yeah, the treasures will be Scroll, Whistle, and Clock. A Whistle will be going on Prune Juice, and then you can pick either one. I personally recommend Prune Juice and Royal Margarine, but if you have a Rebel that is like, I think above 3A, you can also get the Whistle on him, and I think the most optimal you can run is the Whistle on Prune Juice and Rebel, but my Rebel is only 2 stars, and his attack is nowhere near high enough with my promotion. But I will be showing this to you because I'm sure that after Creme Brulee, pretty much no one has gems, and everyone has a low Rebel, so that's why I'm showing this to you. So let's get right into the toppings of the more medium difficulty team. Once again, if you want to try the higher one, there was a timestamp before, and it's probably in the video chapters as well. So let's go right into the toppings. For Rebel, Rebel will be running a full cooldown set. For his DR, this very highly depends on your promotion, of course. If you have below 2-star, I would say, or below 1-star, I would just run full damage resist with a lot of cooldown subs. But if you have at least 2-star like I do, damage is above 26% for sure. And his cooldown, I have quite a bit now, but his cooldown above 21.5 should be enough cooldown. The higher cooldown he has, the better. So just try to raise this as much as you can without lowering the damage resist, because you want him to live. That's very important. For him, it really matters that you have good labs, good statue level, good relics. So just, he has to survive. Like, his survival matters more than his cooldown. Next, Margarine. For Margarine, we will be running a full attack set, and I will be focusing a lot of attack and crit. Because I am using the Whistle on him, he only needs about at least 5% DR. If you don't have the Whistle bonus on him, you might need to increase this a little bit, so keep that in mind. For his cooldown, I found that above 4.5% is enough. Some people run 9% cooldown on him, but personally I don't do that for 2 reasons. One, my attack would just go down in the trenches. It would just be atrocious, and his attack and crit would drop so much that it would probably lose me damage. Second, this just works for me. Why would I increase it if this works for me just fine? If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Prune Juice. Oh man. For Prune Juice, you used to run about 20% cooldown on him, but now you want to increase that. The more, the merrier. I recommend at least 24 cooldown, and then focus on attack and damage resist. For me, I only need about 10% damage resist to survive. Increase this accordingly if you need to. So I'm gonna put the baseline recommendation above 10%, and then we'll see how to go. Now, the issue with this. Prune Juice has very close attack to Black Raisin. And I'm gonna be assuming if both Ambush and Bomberlaps for attack are maxed, you will be needing about 8.5 attack percent on Prune Juice for Prune Juice to take the whistle over Black Raisin. So that's why I highly recommend for Black Raisin and a full cooldown set to not have any attack percent. You want to avoid attack percent on her as much as you can, because otherwise she's gonna be stealing the whistle from Prune Juice, and Prune Juice, he needs that whistle. So for her DR, I recommend at least 15%, but more like 20%. If she's dying, go 20%. For me, this one is fine. Maybe like 17 will work. And then for cooldown, you want at least 23.2. That's the baseline, and higher the better. Again, do not focus on her attack. Her crit is much better because her candy skills much better with crit than it is with attack. Then, the ugliest Snapdragon set you have ever seen. For cooldown, go for at least 24% cooldown, and you know, no DR is needed at all. So then just focus on crit and attack. So yeah, a little bit more about the Prune Juice and the Black Raisin. You can tell that their attacks are not too far apart. 89, 92, and 88. So for me, the Margarine and the Prune Juice are taking it. But if you don't have enough attack percent on your Prune Juice, then your Black Raisin might take it. You should prioritize having more attack on him than having cooldown. If you have like 23.5 cooldown, but you have enough attack, but if you try 24 cooldown and your attack isn't enough, go with the lower cooldown one. The attack is really important. You do not want him to not have whistle. He needs whistle very, very desperately. So, let's get right into the run, and I'll show you how it's done. So this is actually not very difficult to time, so I'm just gonna do it right in the run with you. So, at the start, we will be starting with queuing up your Snapdragon. Some people prefer to use the Snapdragon right before the boss text, but from my experience, this has given me worse survivability, worse damage. It is just worse overall, so I would prefer to queue them at the start. And this is pretty much the only important thing you have to do. There is one important cast later that you only have to do if you have a rebel that is below 4-star. But let's go right into that and I'll show you what I mean. So I put the Q on rebel and I just spam everyone. Just spam everyone. It's a very mindless strategy. You keep spamming everyone for like most of the fights, which is very nice. I like not having to tank while I do guild battle. That goes first breath, and as you can tell, both Rebel and Black Raisin's cooldown is about to be up as the dragon does a fire breath, so they both dodge it very nicely. Now, this cost is important, about halfway to the fight, about 35. You can see that Black Raisin and Rebel are about to come up. You just use Black Raisin as normal, but Rebel, we will be delaying him until about 31 on the clock. Why are we delaying him? We are delaying him so that he aligns better with the second meteors and the second breath. Because otherwise, if you go too fast, he will just be hit by the breath and instantly die because his promo is only 2-star. So, I'll be using Black Raisin, and then I'll be holding Rebel for about a second or two. 31, and then I can use him. Now I just keep spamming everyone again. Now, here, the dragon is gonna put its meteors down. If you have a really, really high cooldown on your Rebel, he might actually move before these meteors, which is not the point. He should be tanking these meteors, and he should be tanking them with that little shield that he has. So, mine may have too much cooldown, so I'm gonna put the Q on someone else real quick. He did not move too fast, which is good. And now I'm just gonna spam him right after, and he should be just fine. There we go, he survived. That, if you have a Rebel that can, it's like at least 4-star or can just survive not being delayed, then don't delay. This delay does lose you damage, but it makes him live on cooldown, and that gives you way more damage than just running damage resist, for example. And then you just keep spamming everyone. And of course, after this, I will just do the normal one where you can see me use my stuff properly. And there you go. This is actually quite good damage for this run. Especially considering I only have a 2-star rebel. So I will be moving right on to the non-commentary version. And then we will be going to the higher end version. So I'll see you there. Guys, this is Editor UB. I'm just gonna be straight up, I lied to you. Oh, I didn't actually lie to you. There is no non-commentary version. You can just use that one. I really don't think my non-commentary versions are needed anymore, so I think I will start fading them out from these day on. So yeah, moving on to the more expert version. Let's go. Whoosh! And I am back. Hello everyone, I'm back. Here I will be showing you how to run the more high-end, more intensive version of the strategy. This is the one that even I personally use. Then why aren't you on your own account, UB? Why am I not on my own account? Well, I wanted to show you how to actually do the strategy with a higher rebel, with a rebel for not broke people like me. So let's get right into it, shall we? So I'm gonna hide this for your own sake. The team is exactly the same. Rebel, Margarine, Prune Juice, Black Raisin, and Snapdragon. Your treasures will be Scroll, Whistle, and Clock. Whistle will be going on Prune Juice and Margarine. If your Rebel is at least 3A, which this one is slightly lacking unfortunately, then your Whistle will be going on Rebel and Prune Juice. I just swapped them. So let's get right into the topping, shall we? For Rebel, for him you want at least 21.5 cooldown. Like I said in the other one, you want to just go as high as you can with the cooldown. Here I still like to have quite a bit of high damage resist, so I still recommend at least 25% damage resist. And this is a thing that we found out that's really important for the strategy. Avoid attack speed, like as much as you can. The max attack speed you can have is 2%. But don't even have any attack speeds. No attack speeds, much better. Much better. Why? I will explain to you in a minute. So, Margarine, it's pretty much the same. Full attack sets. Damage just only need about 10%. Honestly, I think no damage just also works. And then focus on attack, crits, and have at least like 4.5% cooldown. Again, some people like to run 9. I'm not some people, I don't understand why, so I like to run a little bit lower because it allows me to get better stats in the other one. Here's a problem, child. Prune Juice. For Prune Juice, first of all, you want him to have at least 8.5 attack, so that his attack is higher than Black Raisin. Then, its cooldown. It's a very specific requirement. For his cooldown, you want at least 24.2% cooldown and at least 4.5 attack speed. Why? If you have this interval, you can cast his skill before the second meteors drop. And that gives you like an extra like 2 seconds of his skill. And that doesn't sound like much, but that's like, that's a lot. That gave me like 50 million. So that's a lot. So for him, you can also run 24.7 cooldown and just completely ditch the attack speed. But I don't recommend doing that. Why not? I can't do it, that's fine. And if I can't do it, you can't do it. That's just a joke. If you can do that, go ahead. But this works like just fine for me. For his damage resist, again, you only need not much. Because if you have 24.5 or 24.6 cooldown, I don't 100% know why, then you can run lower DR. We can get away with about 5% DR. But we have good labs, good statue, good relics. So I would play around with his damage resist. I still recommend 10% as a baseline, just to keep it safe. And that's it. Yeah. So let's go to the next one, which is Black Raisin. Black Raisin is actually the same. Focus on cooldown, 23.2 is the minimum. Damage resist, I would recommend at least like 20%. And then crits, that's all you need. I'm showing this set because I'm actually really proud of it. Look at this set. Such a good set. And then Snapdragon, it will be a full cooldown set. At least 24 cooldown, of course. The higher, the better. And then focus on attack and crits. Just remembered, why do you need this cooldown? It's a summon. His summon it aligns everyone's position quite differently. And if you have 24.5 or 24.6 cooldown, the blob that he summons is aligned in such a way that it tanks extra damage for the team, and especially for him. So that's why he needs less damage assist. It's a bit weird, but I don't even know who came up with that. You are like Einstein to me. But yeah, I'm just messing about a little bit. I will go right into the run with the commentary timing, and then afterwards I will do a run on my own account with my with like the non-commentary timing. Why do I do it on my own account? So that you can see how to do this strategy with the rebel delay. Because if you have a rebel below 4-star, you need to delay him in some way or another. Here, you don't need to delay him because this rebel is 2-way, it can survive. From my experience, 5-star is when he starts like surviving properly, but that again depends on your laps, your relics, your statue. I will be showing both of those for both accounts at the very end of the video though. So let's go right into it, shall we? Thankfully, this strategy is not that difficult. It's very spammy and very brainless. And by that, we'll start by queuing up Snapdragon and then queuing up Prune Juice. Pretend that Prune Juice is just a purple creme brulee. What does that mean? That means we'll be putting the Q on him every time and making sure that he always casts as soon as he physically can. That way we will ensure that the meteors will hit but he will have done his cast beforehand. So we Q Prune and then we just use the other three, Rebel, Margarine and Black Raisin. And you use these three. And I put the Q on Snapdragon and put it back onto Prune Juice. The rest, just spam them. Who cares about those? It's all Prune Juice that we care about here. So, you put the Q back up, and he just gets the cast. From this point on, you can just stop spamming Prune Juice as well, which makes it a really easy strategy, and really brainless, as I said before. This means that it's a lot harder to mess up on this, and that you will have way more consistent runs overall. That was a very, very close rebel cast. As you can see, it does require a good Ascension and a good amount of DR to keep him up at this point. But he lived, and that's what matters, isn't it? He has to live. And there's that. It hurts me that this is not 1 billion. I already know that I'm gonna do like 20 runs after this to try and get 1 billion so that I can have a beautiful thumbnail. But yeah, this is the strategy. This is how you do it. And I will be going to my own account now. Why? I will be showing you how to do this strategy, but with a slower and a lower rebel. So, moving on, going right there.
2 hours later.
Hey, I don't know about you, but to me, that was first try. First try, baby. 1 billion damage. Let's go. And I'm back on my own account. That is me. Just a little proof for you guys. I'm quickly gonna go through my toppings to show you how I run this more intensive version with my broke 2-star rebel. So, for him, this is something I still very heavily recommend. Get rid of the attack speed. Get rid of it. It will mess you up. I have to run this stupid 1.1 attack speed, otherwise it doesn't work. We'll live with it. So yeah, Margarine, same as before. My Prune Juice, again, you need at least 24.2 and at least 4.5 attack speed. That matters a lot. Also, look at my attack, isn't it very nice? Black Raisin still the same, and Snapdragon is still the same. So let's get right into the run, shall we? Guys, I'm breaking my own rules. I'm staying unmuted. You have to bear with my voice a bit more longer, because I'll be queuing Snap and explaining a bit. I won't pass after this pass, I promise. Here, at the start, some people might have to like spam Prune at the start, because otherwise they don't get the cast. My account is unfortunately one of those. I have to spam the living hell out of him, and then I can get the cast in. And then just do everything else as normal. So, spam the living hell out of him, and then just use the rest. That's the only difference. Besides the delaying rebel, of course, which we'll get to later. We'll get to that later. Thank you, Snap. and then do brewed juice, and then you get disgusting. Perfect. That gave me a heart attack. Alright. Hey, I cue Black Raisin, and then delay Rebel until 31. And I'm gonna have to do the same here. I just cue Prune instead, and now plus Rebel. Because otherwise he dies. And doing it this way just gives you the most damage still. And there we go! That's how I do it. You can tell my damage is slightly bit lower. Why is that? First of all, I suck. Second of all, my Rebel has slower promo and he has to be delayed in order to actually survive. The highest I've hit with this strategy is also like 998 or 7. So you still have quite a good potential. But yeah, that will be it for this video. Wow, my prune hit so high. That will be it for this video. I will just go to me showing off the laps of both accounts, because I'm nice, of both accounts, so you can compare those with your own and see what you can run and what strategy you should be using. You're probably not going to hear from me, I hope. And that's going to be it. Goodbye, everyone. Have a nice day, have a nice night, and see you in the next one. B84. Right and down.